Welcome to the Dental Team Podcast. I'm your host, Kiera Dent, and I have this crazy idea that maybe I could combine a doctor and a team member's perspective because let's face it, dentistry can be a challenging profession with those two perspectives. I've been a dental assistant, treatment coordinator, scheduler, biller, office manager, regional manager, practice owner, and I have a team of traveling consultants where we have traveled to over 165 different offices coaching teams. Yep, we don't just understand you, we are you. Our mission is to positively impact the world of dental, and I believe that this podcast is the greatest way I can help elevate teams, grow VIP experiences, reduce stress, and create A-teams. Welcome to the Dental Team Podcast. Hello, Dental Team listeners. This is Kiera and Tiff. I feel like we're a patchwork quilt with this labor of love. That's literally what I think of every time I say labor of love for you guys doing these 12 systems over the 12 weeks. Tiff, how do you feel about this patchwork quilt labor of love image?
Well, now that's what I'm going to think of every single time. Every time I work on it at all, that's what I'm going to think of is this giant, beautiful quilt of like dental systems.
I see our next project together, Tiff, already in full bloom. We're going to be making ourselves a 12 systems quilt, guys. We'll be selling it on Amazon if you and your practice want to purchase one.
We might go Etsy first. There's an Etsy shop and attach it to Amazon.
Exactly. So, that's going to be it. But if you guys have been following along, if you haven't, go back and be sure to catch these episodes. Tiff and I are walking you guys through what we're calling our 12 themes that every single dental practice should be implementing. And so we're giving you guys a quick hit list of each different theme over these next 12 weeks, really to prepare you for end of year. It's kind of like a SWOT analysis for you. Also a great way for you to check all your different systems, see if you are on top of it or where you're lacking. And so we told you guys this week is the 5-star patient experience, which honestly, Tiff named most of these. And I think, Tiff, you did a really freaking great job on this. It might be one of my favorites by far.
Well, thank you. Thanks. I like to think of different things that spark something else, right? So I think you came up with a 5-star patient handoff and a 5-star, new patient phone call. And the case acceptance, right? So then I was like, okay, well, that makes me think of a Google review. So I was like, fantastic. We're going to name everything this because I want the team members thinking 5-star. Like, I want to be the 5-star practice that gets a 5-star Google review. And also, I want my practices asking for Google reviews. So I was like, that's brilliant, Kiera, because it sparked me to think of that. So I'm like, okay, well, subconsciously, like, what can we put into people's brains that gets another result as well? So efficiency queen, I am all about like double dipping. So if I can do one thing that accomplishes 2 or 3 things, I'm freaking ecstatic.
Done. Exactly. Yeah. So this is the 5-star patient experience. And I think one of the things that I really love about this is I feel like it can paint a really good picture, like Tiff was saying, for you and your practice to think about how is our patient experience? Is it like truly think about it? And it's not just one portion. We've got to think of all the different parts of patient experiences. So we have our new patient experience. We have our reoccurring patients. We have our doctor patients. We have our hygiene patients. We have our consult patients. Those are all different experiences, but are all of them 5-star. So it might be worthwhile for you to think of like, how is our new patient experience? If you were a new patient coming into your practice and not being nice and giving you 5 stars, which are not true, but them really giving you how many stars your new patient experience is in your practice right now, how would it be? I think about like us with new clients and I'm like, honest to goodness, if I'm being vulnerable on the podcast, I'd give us like a 3.5. I feel like we are above average, but I feel like there are things as new clients come on that we could make their life easier. And Tiff, I know you and I drill this home and every quarter we talk about it, we think about it, we do a change to get it up. It used to be like a 1 or a 2 because we were just busy and it was like, well, I'll get you in the schedule. Maybe you would disagree. Maybe you would give us a 4. But I feel like if I'm really looking at it, where could we make this better? How could we make this easier for our clients so they really truly could say that they had a 5-star onboarding experience with our company on their first call?
Yeah, I agree. I think this ties back into everything, like we keep rating ourselves, right, on these calls. Like we want officers to rate themselves. And I think that ties back into that, right? Like what is our patient or our client experience? Because we do look at that. We look at it quarterly. We look at it constantly because we want to make sure that our clients are getting the best experience possible because we truly believe if they are, everything falls, in place after that. And that goes the same for the patient experience. So are you guys evaluating that patient experience? Like if you were a patient that came to your practice and we asked you to give a Google review afterwards, what would the star rating be on that Google review? Would you give yourselves a 5-star rating, or would you give yourself something else? Like for us, a 3.5 I think is valid, right? Like there's so many moving parts and so many moving pieces. We've definitely done a lot better. When it was just Kiera and I, it was a hodgepodge. It was like, we're going to figure this out. Don't worry, we'll get to you. Now we have team members who are helping, and it's getting better and better, I think, with each quarter and each year. But we've got to evaluate that. And I think practice is going in and really thinking in that manner of 5 stars. What does that even mean? So break that down. Like, what does it mean to give a 5-star review? If you wanted a 5-star review for your practice, what would the pieces that need to fall into place look like? And that's what this month is all about, is really making sure that each piece that delivers that 5-star review is 5-star. Because if we do a 1-star new patient exam, right, and a 1-star or 2-star handoff, and we're just like adding up to 5 stars, and like in the end, sure, you got a little bit of good from everywhere you went, you're probably not going to get a 5-star review, right? You're probably going to get like a 2 or a 3 because they're like, oh, it was fine. But if you're 5-star on each piece, we give you the tools for success for a 5-star new patient exam, a 5-star handoff, 5-star insurance verbiage, 5-star new patient gifts, like 5-star route slips, all of those pieces. If you've got 5 stars across the board on everything that you do, you're guaranteed a 5-star review. And I think that's what we take home, and that's what feels good.
Hello, Dentally Team listeners. This is Kiera, and you guys, how was your 2022? I want you to look back and tell me, was it the year of years, or was it a really hard year? Did you crush it, or did it crush you? This is the time, guys, for end of year, Dental A Team Platinum is welcoming you, where we will physically fly to your practice. We will come and we will elevate your dreams and make them into a reality. And guys, space is limited and prices are going up. This is not a sales pitch. This is not something where I'm trying to scare you into it. I'm just facing the reality of inflation is here, flights are expensive, and I want to see as many people as we possibly can and serve as many as we can. So if you want to be part of our elite group of people, there are limited spaces because our consultants can only see as many. We are taking on 10 new platinum offices by the end of the year, and that's it. That's all we have space for. So if you want to be one of the elite 10, come join us. Be a part of our top-notch elite doctor community. Be a part of our office manager and hygiene and front office communities. Get your operations manual done and live the life that you've only been dreaming of today. Email me hello@thedentalyteam.com and make 2023 truly a year that's unforgettable. We are a complete tax write-off. And like I said, we are only taking 10 offices. So don't get left behind. Be one of those 10. And I cannot wait to give you the biggest, warmest welcome to completely and utterly changing your life for good. Welcome to the Dental A Team. I can't wait for you to join us. hello@thedentalyteam.com. Cheers to 2023 and making you your best self yet. And Tiff, there were 2 things that I was thinking of as you were talking about that, of like, number one, I think, do we actually rate every piece of that experience? So I thought like that was absolutely brilliant, Tiff, because it's not just about the overarching experience. It's, are we knocking it out of the park on every single part, from them calling in on the phone to us taking their insurance, to us scheduling with the appropriate provider, the appropriate amount of time, so we're not scrambling. Are we taking them back on time? Like, what things really give you those top-notch areas, and then everything behind the scenes? Like going to a restaurant, I promise you that they're making sure that their food is amazing, because that's probably the thing that's going to get them the worst star. Like, they go for that first. Then they're watching your water cups or your drink cups to make sure those stay full, because that's the second thing that they're going to tag you on of bad service. Then they're going to tag you on wait times. Like, if they're having to wait forever, you're not communicating with them, that's your next zone that they're going to hit. And I would guess, I have never worked in a restaurant, I would guess that they would be focusing on the things that are going to make the most impact first, but looking at every piece of that experience for their clients and their customers, I guess, to see how does that experience work for them. So do you actually do that in your practice? And to Tiff's point, are we like 1 star on our handoffs, 5 star on our doctor exams, 1, like maybe half a star on our billing? Because all of that adds up for a patient experience. And so really looking at that. And then I thought, how could we actually make this tangible and make it easy for you guys to do like a quick assessment? Because it's pretty easy. And I'm thinking, okay, number one, Tiff, if we went through every part of our new client experience, like I would actually say our clients get like a 4.5 to a 5-star experience every coaching call. Like, I don't know how the other consultants feel. I feel I give my clients 5 freaking star experience every single coaching call, every single Zoom call, because that's my standard. Like, you're paying for me. You get a 5-star experience every time. I'm going to send you a 5-star follow-up. I'm going to follow up with you 5 stars. I don't know if the other consultants would say that. Like, I don't know. I hope that they would, but I know for me, that's the standard that I live at. That's what my client should be able to expect from me. But our onboarding section might not quite be right there. I know I'll win you over, but getting you from the sign up side to the consultant might be a little rocky from A to B. I think it's gone a lot better, but that's kind of how I was thinking of how to look at us. But a great way for you to really assess your practice is pick a patient for the last couple of days. Just randomly choose somebody. Pick your, okay, I'll make it so it's random. You guys will just like look at your schedules and cheat. So let's do Monday. You know they will tip. They're like, oh, well, Betty's so cranky. Like, she's never going to be 5-star. Like, guys, that's not true. She could be 5 stars. So Monday is your 9 o'clock patient on doctor side. Tuesday is your 2 o'clock hygiene patient. I don't care which hygienist. Don't choose the sweet one. Choose the mean one. Your third. So Wednesday, let's do, Tiff. Let's do 3 p.m. doctor side, like end of the day. Were you guys rocking and rolling or were you junky? Thursday, let's choose middle column. I don't care. It could be hygiene or doctor. Middle column. Let's do right around, where does it get slammed? Let's do like your 11 o'clock patient. How did you do there? Friday, if you're open Fridays, I don't want your 8 o'clock. Of course, you're going to be top notch for that person. Let's get where you guys get slammed. Probably have that one right around lunchtime because you're probably not taking lunch on Friday. Okay. So we've given you a patient time. Check all these. What would those patients, like, think back to those experiences in that procedure. It could have been a new patient. It could have been a cleaning. Could have been anything. What do you think? Like, go through all the pieces of that person's appointment. Did you take them back late? How was our handoff? Did the front office have to go to the back office to get information? Were they billed out correctly? Did we have to follow up on the claim because we didn't set the claim correctly? How were each of those experiences, and rate that, because that's going to give you a quick, unbiased assessment of your practice to see how is our patient experience. Are we 1-star, 2-star, 3-star, 4-star, 5-star on average? And that would be a great spot to look to see where was our biggest drop and what could we change, kind of like the restaurants. Where could we improve our cooking, for the analogy of the restaurants, aka maybe it's your exam, maybe it's your handoffs, maybe, I don't know what it is, but what thing is going to give you the most bang for your buck when you're looking at your 5-star patient experience?
I love that. I love thinking about it in the restaurant industry. Sometimes it's hard for us to see something in the industry that we're in. Like, it's hard for us to take ourselves outside of it. So putting it in the perspective of the restaurant, you're thinking like, oh, hey, if I go to dinner tonight and I leave a review after the fact, my review is not solely based on the food that I ate. Does it make a huge impact? Absolutely. I went there to eat good food. I didn't pay for that, but I honestly paid for the entire experience, because to me, I think I can get food anywhere. I can make my own food. But if I'm going to a restaurant to eat, it's not just food, it's an experience. And was the hostess polite? Did she seat me quickly? Was there a long wait? Was I informed, kept in the loop? Did my waitress, tell me her name when she came over? Did she check on us enough? Like, all of those pieces are giving you the tools of what you're going to leave the review as after the fact. And we tend to think of ourselves as different, which the industry obviously is different, but we're customer service based in a lot of ways. And so what is your hostess doing? What is your waitress doing? Like, check-in is your hostess, right? Our dental assistants are like our waitresses. Like, are we checking on our patients while they're sitting in the operatory waiting? That's a 5-star experience. Kind of look in those perspectives. So I love that you pointed that out, and you could put it into a totally new perspective to really see all those pieces.
And to just finish your analogy on that, guys, they can brush their teeth at home. They really can. Like, they don't have to come see you twice a year to get their teeth cleaned, and they probably would appreciate it. So it really is an experience. And even though dentistry is not ideal, is that experience 5-star worthy? So I think Tiff and I walked you guys really well through this one. It might be one of mine Tiff's best ones yet. It's our patchwork quilt here for you guys. But where are you lacking? What is the true star rating of it? And then how can you improve? So give your guys a rating on this one. Remember, we're going through all the systems so you can see which area by end of year you should be working on and improving. But this at least will give you a quick overview of the 5-star patient experience, and a good way for you to check it. So Tiff, that's kind of my wrap, unless you've got anything that we missed that you want to be sure to tag on, because I feel like it's a really good way for them to make it tangible, make it implementable. But again, just give your guys a rating on it, because we're trying to do a SWOT analysis, look at all of your systems to see where is the system that would give you the most bang for your buck moving forward.
Yeah. I think the only thing I'd add to it is to push everyone. The weekend, is right around the corner always. So no matter what day you're listening to this, I feel like the weekends sneak up on us. Think of somewhere you're going to go this weekend, or make a point to go somewhere, and then leave a review after the fact. And I think that will put it in your brain of really what that 5-star experience should be.
I love it. And be honest with those ratings. Was it really a 5-star? Was it not? Like, guys, I get it. This podcast, every single episode, I hope, I put my heart and soul into this. I hope they're all 5 stars for you guys. Maybe there's one that you're like, that was a 4. But I would hope that overall this podcast is 5 stars for you guys. That it really is bringing the value, making it tangible, making it something that brings you positivity while also bringing you tangible pieces. And if so, leave us a 5-star review, guys. We'll take it. Our clients, be sure to rate your consultants. Are they a 1, 2, 3, or 4, or 5-star on your consulting? Give us the feedback. That way we can make it better. Don't be afraid of it. Make it better. And as always, guys, thanks for listening. And we'll catch you next week when we talk about smooth sailing scheduling. All right, guys, thanks for listening. And I'll catch you next time on the Dental A Team podcast. And that wraps it up for another episode of the Dental A Team podcast. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll talk to you next time.